Thanks everybody for coming. My name is Dave Johnston, and this afternoon I'm going to quickly go over a new digital textbook system that we've been working with. I work as a marine scientist at Duke University, and I've been working on this project with my colleague Adam Hugh here, who's the lead programmer on the project. And we've developed a system that I think people will find pretty exciting. And essentially what we've done is develop an open source system that integrates the kind of material that faculty members have into a very immersive tablet application. And the idea is to use the biggest, most beautiful ocean creatures to generate more interest in science, technology, engineering, and math, and take students to, get them a lot more interested in marine science using those animals. And so this is a long, sort of wordy title, but really what we're doing is basically creating a new kind of digital textbook. It's fully open access that rides on the backs of penguins and seals and things like that to educate students about marine science and conservation. In my current role, I teach a lot of courses that are very specialized, and there's no one textbook. And so if we were to ask students to buy textbooks, they'd have to buy 5. This particular application was made for a marine megafauna course that I teach, and it covers everything from giant squid to albatross, whales, seals, you name it. And it would literally cost students probably about $700 to buy textbooks for all of that. They would probably open them 5 times and try to resell them back at some enormous loss. No traditional textbooks there. It costs a lot of money. And all of those textbooks are monolithic. Even the digital textbooks that are available for these kinds of things are monolithic downloads. Take a lot of time to actually access. And our system is very different from that. It incorporates open information, streams it from the cloud, and makes it sort of bite-sized readable for people. And I think it actually sits in the intersection of 3 really important transformative things that are going on. We're seeing philosophical developments in teaching materials. We have open access things now. We have open source software. Our textbook is actually crowdsourced, so the material is actually written by experts in the field. We also have great new pedagogical tools. So for example, we use our marine megafauna as the hook to catch students' attention, make them retain key concepts. Because we serve it all on an iPad app, it's location independent. Normally we would teach these classes, they'd see a video or an animation once, and then they would never see it again. Or if they have a Blackboard system, they would have to download all these different files from different places and try and figure out how to organize them. In our case, we do that and make it all in one place at one time. And it makes true use of multimedia and takes kids into the computational space. We have the ability to actually take kids to Wolfram Alpha and break within the app to do computations. And finally, the technological advances are such that we can do this. We have great tablets now. We've worked on the Apple iPad, but are going to open it up. Hopefully the next thing that we'll be doing is actually deploying it on the Android system as well. So we're sitting right in the very middle. And this over here is called Cachalot. That's the actual name of our app. It's actually the latest version just got released on the iTunes store about an hour and a half ago. So what we're going to show you is hot off the press. You guys can all download it and make use of it. I got this photo off a blog, and it was posted by some disgruntled invertebrate biologist. He's probably in the audience, if not, then. and it's a really important point. So social construction is important for animals. And people like some animals more than others, and it makes some people unhappy. But there's an opportunity here. And the opportunity is that we can hook students. 1% of those marine animals actually recruit 99% of the marine scientists out there, because they, even at a small age, become interested in those things, and that's how we can hook them. They don't always go on and study those things, and often they don't. In fact, they get to an upper level and realize that they really like plankton or something else, but they get hooked by these animals. We're using an open approach. We actually use +1 articles as the main readings in our app, and we crowdsource it. So we actually have people, experts that study these animals, that write the content for it. We're releasing everything that we can under a Creative Commons license, and it's free for everyone to download. So if you're a faculty member in Australia and you want to teach a course like this, you can actually download it and use it. All right? This is a framework of what it looks like. In the middle is the Cachalot iPad app. On the right side is the material that goes in. There's a species profile section that's essentially an encyclopedia, and it's written by experts. There's a lessons section that would be a more traditional kind of digital textbook component. That's the next part down. It gets loaded into an annotation interface. Adam's going to show you all this stuff. And then finally, we have a reading section 2, where we actually take +1 readings, high impact important papers in the areas that we're trying to teach about, and they get loaded into an annotation interface and students can actually do all that. No longer they have to print them out. We have a Wolfram Alpha built right in so you can ask questions about things while you're doing it. And we also have a student messaging system so that students can chat about what they're studying and working on, built right into the app using Twitter. And then finally, we actually have an expert database and a web interface built in that actually gives credit to the people who are actually contributing. And that allows us to get people better connected about the information. So I'm happy. I hope all of you guys will get on your iPads and go and check it out and keep your got it. All right, excellent. And enjoy it and look forward to the Android version hopefully sometime soon. And Adam's going to actually take you through that app and show you what it's like and some of the content.
Great. So here's what you see as soon as you open the app. So this is an example of one of the species profiles. The latest species profile we have is the common bottleneck dolphin. On the right here is the description of the dolphin, all written by experts, so it's the latest material. And then here is the tray of media, right? So all these images here, click on one, open the full screen. It's got a description of what's happening in the photo, the people who took it. This one from the Sarasota Dolphin Research Program. And the photos here. One. I can also go back here and find. Here's a video. So I don't have internet right now.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah, should have.
You mean the don't keep on dolphins?
Are you playing right now?
Yeah.
So this is what you see.
Maybe you're just not on the right one.
So I don't know why it's saying it right there.
So that's right. No, it's easy to score a free fish. Hey.
He's playing it. It's not so fun. Should be good.
It's not JavaScript, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's all-
They were saying before the banner, the thank you banner that they had as part of the Wi-Fi was the same thing. Certain things that we're doing now.
Now, is this
Because he's playing it, so.
Yeah.
Pretty?
This is available for the ones that you've done for marine.
Yep.
And what about the next topic?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Coral reefs.
Yeah, I say I have one for coral reefs. Can I use your stuff? Or
Let's
you
talk.
can-
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's just found the internet. So here's a video that we got from National Geographic where they're critter dams following a sea turtle in the ocean.
So one of the nice things, we partnered with National Geographic, Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, and a number of other partners to actually provide us content. So we get all the critter cam information video from National Geographic. You saw some CT scans. The Woods Hole Computed Tomography Scanning and Imaging Lab gives us all of their information as well.
So here's, this is a typical one of these species profiles. I can save them for offline use, so if I'm out on the road in the middle, off of Beaufort, I can still view this, view all the pictures without having internet. Then here's an example of the readings that a student can get for a certain class. So this class was Evolution of Marine Megafauna, which is 3 readings that a student would have to do. So open this one, I get this +1 PDF surrounded by this annotation interface, so I can take notes in here. I can bring a note up here. Say whatever I want to say in there. Scroll down. I can sketch anything, so circle that. Do that.
Yes?
For basic content delivery, you depend on the encyclopedia, but you could have a recorded lecture. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it will take, I mean, in terms of inputs, we can, in a lesson, especially in the lessons component, which I'll show you, is very flexible, and it will take, yeah, essentially all kinds of multimedia.
This is an example of the Twitter chat. So far, Dave's tweeted twice about this reading, about how they found fossil whale and the whales evolved. I could easily tweet also about the topic.
So, does it know what page you're tweeting about, or is it
No,
context specific? Is what I'm asking.
It's not super context specific. The only real context is you tap a tweet and it'll reply to that tweet, so you can have sort of a talk back and forth between students or between student and professor.
We have specific hashtags for readings, for lessons, and for the species profile, so it is channeled separately that way. But it would be great to have more context if we could do it by reading or whatever eventually. So as a professor, when I teach with this, and I'm teaching with it this semester, I have 60 students in my class, and I can actually monitor that Twitter stream and we can respond to questions and also invite experts to actually respond back to those things too.
So the last thing I'll show you is that this is the lessons interface. So this is something that Dave would go over in class, and then the students could very easily follow along or go over at home. So this is a lesson from the same class that had those 3 readings for homework, evolution of the reading megaphone. So here's the title page I get, and you can just easily pull it over, and here's the lesson that Dave or any expert, any TA in the class could write. So here's, you put an image on the side. Here's the timeline. You put in a link here to look up Cambrian on Wolfram Alpha. So we do look up Cambrian on here. You play a video, you put in, play it in line, or do it full screen.
Now, right now, this is paired with the traditional classroom lecture.
It is. Yep, absolutely. So we give them lecture materials, and it's all augmented with this as a textbook.
How would you feel about freeing up the time you spend preparing for and going into a lecture to monitoring the footage?
How I feel about doing that, just that?
Abandon the lecture after you've done an online one?
Oh, after I've done an online one. I don't know, I haven't really thought about it. It's an interesting idea. The thing about it that interests me is that we have a telepresence system. I actually work at the Duke Marine Lab, which is 3 hours away from here.
Yeah.
But I come up here to teach this class because we try and engage with students to bring them to the Marine Lab. If I could do that by telepresence and then monitor Twitter and other things, that might actually be, it would save gas and a lot of hard labor.
Yes, this is our app. Yeah.
So when you talk about other, well, I mean, speaking as a former marine invertebrate biologist, I mean, you know.
Pardon me?
Speaking as former marine invertebrate biologist,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, have you talked about, you know, like parasitic, you know, marine invertebrate, you
Yeah.
know, or other disciplines, I mean, other, you know.
Absolutely. So I think